I submit for your approval 10 minutes of truth from Supermex on a good Monday evening to start your week. So got plenty. We've got a lot for you in a short amount of time, real abbreviated, 10 minutes, right? So we're going to get down to the nuts and bolts because of everything that's going on. You can't avoid it, can't hide from it. It is quite literally what it is, and you have to deal with it. So we're going to do it in a scholarly and just straightforward, straight-laced 10 minutes of truth fashion. So let's get down to business. Let's get the hard stuff up. Let's get the numbers on the coronavirus and what's going on in the world today. So as of right now, current, we have 1,912,923 confirmed. And the recovered is a good number too. So 448,053 confirmed and 118,966 deaths. Right after that, a really not good place to be for the United States, and there are a lot of factors that go into it. But the bottom line, and no games, as of right now, we have 585,000, over 500,000 confirmed cases in the United States, and we have 43,000 so far recovered, and we expect and hope, obviously for that number to go up and rise dramatically. Deaths, 23,524, and let's hold there for a second because let's not do the the political dance and the ideological games. There's 23,000 people that have died, whether you like it or not, whether you want to believe it one way or the other, whether you have a political agenda to push. Bottom line is Americans are dying and have died, and obviously going forward we're going to lose more. So the best thing that we can do from our perspective, somebody bringing you information, is to keep it there. Okay, let's just drop the number, no games. This is what it is. It's not good. You can assign blame or do what you want. I don't really give a damn how you do that, but I'm just looking at a number. Call it like it is. Okay, so we're at 23,000, and I hope that we have maybe got to a point where we've started to adjust and make good decisions that will not just mitigate but start to bring down the potential numbers coming forward. So as of right now, again, over 500,000 confirmed cases in the United States with 23,000 deaths, and hopefully that number will drop. So there are your numbers for the day. And I want to just do two things tonight, make it real clean and simple. One ugly, one good. There you go, even-handed and fair. Yes, one ugly and one good. So first things first, I was having some fun with it, a moment of levity and have some, try to inject a little bit of, if not humor, then some lightheartedness to, ugly situations and the new normal that we are currently having to live in United States and quite literally around the world, because it is something that is pervasive and will eventually get everywhere, if not all over the globe. So I was running through this stuff and getting ready for getting my notes ready for tonight on 10 Minutes of Truth. And a young guy that I know that's one of my guys, he had told me that, he has a few friends that kind of, not that they didn't like the show, but that it was real rough and they didn't want to hear the bad news. And so he quite literally turned on them and told them, why? You want to hide from the truth? Because that's what Supermex does. He tells you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. All right? No games, no lies. All facts, no fiction. So I think from now on, when I put out our announcement for every 10 minute of truth we do, whether it be on a Monday or any other day, we're going to have that as an announcement with the next video, because that's quite literally what I was thinking of when we did. Do you want the truth? Let's go ahead and play that clip, KP.
Answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
And as I watch that video, I can't help but think, another time in another place, we'd actually have a Tom Cruise out there right now asking for the truth. And we don't have people doing that right now. It's all about not asking for truth and not being told you can't handle the truth. I'd be happy for that. Okay, it's a different time. Right now, it's about people wanting their own truth just for their line of thought or their rationale, because nobody's asking for the real truth. You just want to hear what you've got to hear from your side so you could line up with your little tribe or your little group and go about your daily business in our new sheep world. If you want, live in another matrix, right? There we go. But that's quite literally where we're at. We're not asking for truth anymore. We're just force-fed propaganda, and we believe it depending on what side we're on. That's not America to me. Anyway, point out some simple things before we head out of here tonight, my quick little 10-minute job with you. I wanted to point out, and I wanted to be specific with, because I've said something before and I'm going to say it again. Call out leadership as you see it, good or bad. Okay? Here's the good. I've got the obvious, and I will say it doesn't matter what political stripe you are. Governor Cuomo in New York, Gretchen Whitmer, Michigan, Democrat, Mike DeWine, Ohio, Republican, Gavin Newsom, California, Democrat, Larry Hogan, Maryland, Republican, Jay Inslee, Washington, a Democrat, and Charlie Baker of Massachusetts, Republican. Republican and Democrat governors that have stepped up, stepped forward, been aggressive and resolute because they have to take care of their people. They've done the political dance. They've Mickey Moused around some things when it comes to getting help from the federal government. But let's put that on the table. The federal government has failed. And I don't give a damn where you sit politically. That's a fact. History is a cruel and emotionless judge. It's judging us now. And in the future, we will be able to look back on this and say there was clearly a failure of leadership. There isn't a failure of leadership in many of the states in our union right now. And that's unfortunate, but I am happy that it isn't a total loss. So those governors that I just mentioned have stepped up, and this is the most important and most critical thing for leadership. Doesn't matter what political party you're in, doesn't matter what your ideology is, your job is to take care of your people. That's leadership. That's leadership 101. Take care of your people. Political consequences, be damned. You piss off a president or your party or whoever, do the damn right thing. It's real simple. Do what's right. Take care of your people. All of them. The governors that I just mentioned are doing a hell of a job. And in some cases, you can see directly that the actions they took immediately without waiting for the federal government, because the federal government did not act, they have definitely saved more lives through their actions early, often, and aggressive than they would if they had not done so. So I want to point that out, and I want to be clear about that. So what it boils down to on the good end is there is leadership. It's just not where we had hoped it would be. But leadership has a tendency to rise in places you just would not have imagined. And here we go. There it is, right? Lastly, before I go, to point out the fact that there is leadership in certain cases, there is not in other. Why has our federal government failed? Okay, they're starting to do some things now, but I will point out that when it comes to failure, it's usually due to a variety of things. Nobody's going to deny that we are the greatest country on the planet. We have the greatest access to resources, military, technology. I can go on and on. So why did we stall? Why did we halt? Why did we not act fast enough? And why were other countries so much better in their response than ours? Usually a couple things. The one that I noticed and one that I've learned early on, it's usually out of arrogance or hubris. When you think you're so good that you don't have to do anything, that you think it's all going to resolve itself and it's all going to take care of itself. And I think we've seen clearly that that is not the case. Things could have been better. Lives could have been saved. More lives. How many? I don't even know. But there's no question anybody with their right mind analyzing this, we could have saved more lives if we had acted more aggressively as a country and not have 50 different governors doing 50 different programs. Lastly, what we are seeing now is that some of those governors are beginning to group with other governors on the West Coast and on the East Coast. They are taking action in absence and in lieu of the federal government's inaction. Nothing but love and nothing but props for them. There is something to be said here. Let's go back to our founding fathers because you guys know I'm a history teacher. Let's go ahead and pull that one up, KP. A true patriot will defend his country from its government. That's my dog, Thomas Jefferson. By the way, I want to give a shout out to him because today is April 13th. That is also my dog's birthday. Thomas Jefferson. He was born on April 13th, 1743. And he is on Mount Rushmore because he did a hell of a job as a president. And nobody will deny that. Pick apart here or there, but he is clearly one of the top 3 or 4 all-time presidents. I want to read this statement one more time before I let it go. A true patriot. Those of you guys running around wearing flags and calling yourself patriots for this country, a true patriot will defend his country, her country, from its government. What does that mean? I'm not saying rise up, take arms, don't get all crazy on me. What I'm saying is stand up, take action, speak, call out the wrong, call out the inequity, call out the injustice, call out stupidity when it's there. So on the anniversary of Mr. Jefferson's birthday, I swear on my oath that I will definitely defend my government. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm doing it with 10 minutes of truth. Call out and speak your truth to the power that is. I'm doing that right now. And lastly, before we go, because I don't want to end on just an all ugly, right? We call out good and bad. But lastly, before we go, I want to share this with you. It's a good quote. Last one from Mr. Robert Frost. You guys know him as an incredible, man of words from our earlier time, another time in our country. But in 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It's quite simple, ladies and gentlemen. It goes on. I've quite literally lived my life that way. Life goes on. If I would not have, I would have never gotten to anywhere. I probably wouldn't have been alive out of my teens. But life, it does go on. That's not to minimize what has happened, the people that we've lost, because if you've lost loved ones and you're watching this, you may not want to hear that life goes on because it hurts right now. But I'm telling you that life goes on. And the people that we have lost, at least I know in my case from a long time ago, I know my pop would smack me and slap me across the room bad, smack me if I had not continued to live and live life to the fullest. You must take advantage of this precious thing that we have. Okay, so yes, we are going to get through it. We aren't going to get through it unscathed. We aren't going to get through it in a way that doesn't leave us scarred and seriously wanting for leadership and wanting to know why our government failed us and why we're not what we used to be. Those things are the predicates, ladies and gentlemen, for how we grow forward as a nation and a people. And let's damn sure make no excuses for the things that we did not do and the things that we need to do going forward. There's my 10 minutes truth for you. Again, I submit for your approval. I got unbeloved for you. I'll be here all week. I want you to enjoy yours. And as always, listen to scientists, listen to the medicine, listen to the facts. Don't listen to politicians trying to get elected in November. Nothing but love for you. Supermax is out.